The title of my film, Track, is presented in a simple but what I would like to think conventional and effective way. The title is in sans serif font, capitalised and in white in colour. There are lines in between each letter of the word track to represent track lines, hence the storyline. The title is relatively simple but gritty at the same time, making it conventional of the genre of the film. I have used a transition on my main title so that it appears on screen letter by letter. I think that the way the letters and lines slide down into the centre of the screen also portrays and contributes to the track and running element of the storyline. Another example of a film within the same genre that also uses white simple yet gritty titles like my own is Trainspotting. The main character is the only character introduced to the audience in my opening sequence. I don't think this is unusual to the genre, in fact it can be conventional. The main character, Shannon, is a conventional character for the social realism genre, being a teenage girl, mixed race, and not living in one of the nicest areas. Other mixed race characters, similar age and locations, are used in kidulthood and adulthood. The characters aren't presented as glamorous people, but down-to-earth, real people. The costume for my character, Shannon, whilst running could also be conventional, as she isn't wearing proper sportswear, which could imply to the audience that she cannot afford it or that she isn't a professional runner, as she is dressed in leggings, a sports crop top and not using proper trainers, also emphasising the make-do feel to do with the character and her lifestyle. The costume in the cafe is also very similar, with just an Adidas jumper worn instead of a crop top, showing the lack of care of what she is wearing, only simple items of clothing. Characters in adulthood and Trainspotting also wear hoodies, jumpers and clothes that are not portrayed as anything special. There are only two locations in the opening sequence of my film. The first one, the track, and the second, the cafe. The track is the main location as it is part of the whole storyline to the film idea, whilst the cafe is a typical convention of the genre. Cafe locations are used a lot in social realism films, showing the run-down, cheap setting to convey the realistic storyline and setting the film is putting across to the audience. There are frequent cafe scenes in Somers Town. The two locations are separated by the film's title, Track. After seeing Shannon running on the track, the title cuts in and out before moving into the next location of the cafe, showing the audience Shannon's surroundings. I have tried to include as many shot types as I thought was suitable. I focused on long shots and close-ups as they are typically conventional of the genre, showing the audience the character and the locations. Long shots are used in Trainspotting, revealing the character's actions and where the character is. The close-ups on Shannon's face during the opening sequence will introduce the character to the audience, hopefully more as they are seeing the character close up and personal. Simple cuts have been used in between each shot as the genre conveys low-budget gritty filming, and so special effects such as transitions would not work as well with the film genre. The opening titles of my sequence dissolve on and off the screen over some shots rather than in between each shot. They appear in capitals, relatively small in size but are clear in the sans serif font and white colour. Each title is placed in a slightly different place on the shot, depending on what is in the shot, so that they are visible and clear for the audience to see and read. The opening sequence doesn't give much away of the storyline whatsoever. These 2 minutes create enigma codes for the audience, such as who is she, why is she running, and who was she on the phone to. The character doesn't give much away. Her facial expressions are purposely serious or unhappy looking, and the small conversation on the phone in the cafe, made up of only a few small words, was aimed to create an enigma code, which would then hopefully make the audience continue watching the film to find out what it's all about. Another film that doesn't give much away in the opening sequence is Somers Town. It only shows the audience some of the locations and introduces them to the characters.